hate to interrupt all the conversation. We're gonna start talking a little bit here. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Dennis running the show since he's here, but Craig's gone on a trip, and then Frank asked me to make some announcements for him. He's Frank and Joyce are in Costa Rica on a birding trip, which is a big change of pace for our trip about 2 weeks ago there in Antarctica. So anyway,
We're just going there to get warm.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
It's all out.
the fifth trip, I think.
Yeah, I think the fourth to Antarctica maybe.
Maybe fifth, maybe fifth.
I don't know.
I talked to him the other day.
But yeah, so they're in Costa Rica, and Frank asked me to make some announcements about TDCC and the banquet. So before we get to that, actually, there's a couple other awards I need to mention. The TDCC, which is the Gulf Coast Council of Dive Clubs, has a Member of the Year award, and 2 people won that this year. They're actually HUPS members. One was Frank Burek, and the other is Mark Lexerwitz. I never know how to say his name. Mark. So congratulations to them. And also, a couple people qualified for the Lifetime Achievement Award for TDCC. And one is Todd Haskin, and the other is Bobby Strait, Robert Strait.
Good.
And then finally,
You're talking about Bob Strait. Y'all, if you looked at the newsletter, you see that Bob White was died 5 months ago, and the memorial service is 11th.
Then also the TGCC Neptune Award this year goes to Dennis Davenport.
Roger also, right?
Doesn't say that. Get it also?
Really?
I don't know.
I thought you said both of them. Okay, whatever.
And then the TGC scholarship program is a memorial scholarship program, and people that are lifetime members of TGCC, lifetime achievement winners, automatically get added to the memorial part of the scholarship fund. So John Anderson, who was a HUPS member for a long, long, long time, passed away, so he's added, and Margie Strait. Aqua, which is the what is Aqua stand for? I'm totally blanking out. It's a nonprofit that Frank's involved with creating.
ACWA.
I know. I'm totally blanking out what it stands for. Water Sports Association. What is the A and the C? I totally lost my mind. They'll come to us. So they're
charitable.
yeah. What's the A?
Aqua.
Anyway, it's been incorporated in the state of Texas. It's received the EIN number from the IRS. At its first meeting, established the bylaws, submitted the paperwork to the IRS for recognition as a 501c3 public charity. And next meeting will be January 3rd. Record 6 to 9 p.m. January 3rd. So,
Right here.
Yes. Yes.
Right here.
Yes. Right. The banquet, TDCC banquet this year, and that's where a lot of the local dive clubs, including HUPS, like Lunar Fans, Chum, give their annual awards at the awards banquet for all the different clubs, basically. And it's held in this facility. And this year it will be January 27th at 11 a.m. Lunch starting at 11:45. You win one of the big awards for HUPS, Soccer of the Year, stuff like that, or Member of the Year, you automatically get a ticket for free. Know if you're going to make it or not, so you can be on the list. And if you want to get a ticket to attend, they are $30. And I have tickets tonight. I take ticker cash. I don't have a credit card machine. But anyway, so it's usually a nice luncheon. Everybody gets together. You see some people that you don't normally see at house meetings because the other clubs are all there. And I've been to quite a few of them over the years. I always have a nice time. So again, that's January 27th, starting at 11 a.m. $30. So see me if you want to get a ticket. And Dennis, you're going to run the rest of the show, or what are we doing here?
Well, I'll have,
Yes.
I have a couple.
Okay.
I don't have a lot to say.
I usually always ask at the meeting, we have first time visitors. And what's your name?
Bill Berry.
Bill Barry. Nice to meet you, Bill. How'd you find out about us?
Don't I know you, Bill?
Oh, boy, did you get in trouble sometime in your past?
Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm not.
What's this thing? It's done. So, how'd you find out about us?
Just online, been a diver and water photographer for about 50 years, and then I didn't know you guys were around, and so,
Awesome.
and then found out about it.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
Glad you found it.
Good. We have a trip coming up.
We don't,
Really
we don't
good.
usually sit around and eat every meeting, so this is the annual holiday party, so it's a little different. But, glad you made it out. Hopefully you can attend some future meetings. We have, extra programming in place. We'll have contest tonight there, and you can be a judge.
Everybody is.
So, you've been taking photos a long time, you said, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, just not good ones, but I've been taking a lot of them.
Good. That's how you go.
What kind of gear do you run?
Well, yeah, of course, back then you started with Nikonus, and all that, but, right now it's a Nikon.
He's a Nikon guy.
Nikon.
You need, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah,
I'll turn it over to Dennis.
The Canon guys and the Olympics guys, we don't talk to you.
Yeah.
I guess I'd like to start with, I imagine that there have been a few people who have been diving lately. Who else? There, Ron? Yeah.
There's diving in
Ron
Moody
and
County.
Cheryl? Now, do we have?
Because I dive twice a month at Moody.
Do you?
I do.
Mike, where you been?
Well, it was this summer. This is my first meeting since the dive trip, though. Was in Egypt for 3 weeks. Did about 5 days in Cairo, pyramids, all that stuff, museums and stuff, and then 2 back-to-back liveaboards, the northern route and then the BDE route.
Which do you prefer?
I think it's. I thought like the northern a little better.
Because of the wreck?
Maybe honestly, it's been a while. I can't really remember. I thought that everybody's built up BDE to be so good, and it's like, I guess if you had a lot of good sharks passing, it'd been awesome, but I didn't get that. Everyone's all way off in the distance by the other dive group.
Joe, you've been with the adaptive divers?
Adaptable.
Adaptive.
Yeah, I would say came in Brack with them. We had a nice group. I think we had 4 wheelchair users and 3 other adaptive divers trip. So it was a good trip.
Where was it?
Came in Brack
Cayman Brack.
at Brack Beach Resort.
All of your adaptive divers are there.
Most of them are, but not all. Now, most everybody who's associated with the organization, the board of directors, the officer name, we're all veterans. And that was just by accident.
We have 5 people on the Indo-Siren. Cheryl, Ron. So, of course, Eileen was with us, but she's not here tonight, myself. So, it was an interesting, David was supposed to be my roommate, but, he chickened out at the last minute.
Not exactly, yes.
He got real concerned about the fact that they kept, sinking boats. Oh, by the way, ours did burn. 2 trips after we got off. What do you think, Scott?
It was not my most favorite trip. Main thing that happened is I flooded my entire camera. Being just stupid me, and so I had to get.
Probably Eileen.
She wisely decided not to say anything. But the currents were strong enough that my wife, Cheryl will know, did not like the currents at all, and that was, in fact, quite frankly, she's afraid to go back to Indonesia, because that's really sad. Totally sad, but the currents were so bad.
I've never seen anything like it.
Cheryl.
900 dogs.
You ended up with a burst eardrum, and
Right.
was that on one of the current dives, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kathleen and I and the dive master were down there, and I've never seen anything like it. I wasn't that many feet behind Kathleen, but I was a little further away from the ground of the coral. And I was at 70 feet, and Next thing I know, I'm at 4 feet and I had a second. I mean, it was so fast. I didn't have, he saw me swept away, but there was nothing I could do. So, yeah. So I don't know, y'all can vote on well, my decision, but when I got to 4 feet, I kind of went. And so I started going back down so I could decompress in case I had nitrogen blood vessels. And then I'm already on blood thinners, so I didn't want that, so I went back down and I got to 20 feet or something, and that's when my ears almost completely like a shotgun hurt. And I went back down, and then I worked my way back up the reef and found part of our brood. And when I found them, it happened to have the lady that was in charge of the boat system. And so she let me do my safety stop at 15 feet. And then called the Don and everybody. Meantime,
I
Captain.
think that was that the one they called the suicide dive?
Evidently.
When the group, a lot of us went on shore to the Rock Islands, climbed up to the top of the viewing place and missed suicide dive. The rest of them were not much better, I don't think.
No,
thing
there
that
was a
happened
bunch of them
is-
that were falling.
Yeah, we had the misfortune of going there at the full moon.
We did.
And so we had maximum tides and they were just coming through and the thing is that we didn't have any wave motion. Everything was like glassy seas. When you get in the water, you're on the freeway.
It was interesting because in all those guys I had there, because I think part of it was because the pinnacles were so small and so close together that we were diving, because I did Forgotten Islands and never experienced any of that. But they were so small and so close together, you could sit up on the boat and you could see, they showed us how to look. And it was like a world, it was like a mix master, and you could see it. Yeah, you could see it, like a.
Like
most
washing
amazing.
machine.
Every,
Yeah,
almost,
right, right.
on every dive that we went out, Stefan would say, okay, we're gonna go out and here's the dive profile, but I'm gonna get in the water and take a look and see it. And we get out there and everything would change.
Fun.
Cause he would look under the water and he says, no, we're going over there. Cause the currents would change and it would be just, crazy stuff. I really did love, I think three of my top 20 dives ever were on the jetties here in the Raja Ampat area. I mean, you just cannot believe what you see on these jetties. You have soft coral, you have fish everywhere, big schools of fish. And then just outside of it, you had that big lettuce coral area with all the sweet lips all over the place. So Raja Ampat, yes.
Yeah.
Halmahera,
Yeah, no, that was where the currents were the worst of Halmahera.
Right.
What's the tide change there? How many feet?
I don't know. I would imagine that it
It's
was.
a couple of feet, you could tell from the shore, but it wasn't,
It
wasn't like
wasn't
20
huge
feet.
like the Puget Sound.
No, I don't think it's like that. It just seems like that the Pacific Ocean was trying to get into the Java Sea or the reverse. And so it got pretty hair-raising at times.
Yeah, I think most of us voted that if we were gonna go back to Indonesia, we would do Raja on that.
Yeah, I
The
would do
first
that.
trip
I
I
would do
had
that,
there was Raja. It was
Definitely
fun.
Raj, yeah.
But I did hear from Stefan, of course, they're having zip lips on what's going on there, but apparently the crew worked really hard to save the boat, and of course they didn't. And you see the pictures,
A lot of people probably don't know, the boat caught on fire like 2 weeks after they were on it.
yeah, 2 weeks after,
Yeah.
and it burnt all the way to the water line. The captain ran it aground on the shallows, and it's still there as charred remains. I gave Stefan my extra GoPro
Right.
filters for his film, and then I left my GoPro 9 on there, and Jack says, what do you want me to do with this? And I said, keep it. And I also left my 3 mil suit on. So, and of course, they're all nothing but charred remains now. Too bad.
Did you leave your suit
they
by
know?
accident?
Yeah, I left my suit, but that's okay. I had credit at Giggle and Marlin, so I got another one just like it.
Well, I don't feel bad then. I left my Brandy Henderson 3 mil on the
You
boat
left
in
two.
Cuba. Yeah, I can finally admit it.
Someone else did too.
It was inside out and I didn't even
I'm
recognize it.
starting to worry about myself, actually.
We're back, you too.
So Dennis, do they know the cause of fire?
Not yet. Now, the last I heard was from, Eric, OVI, and he said that they're doing an investigation, and that when they find out something, they'll send it along. I'm sure that they know what happened.
Well, what the kitchen area, this kind of where, what, sounded like that under.
Up in the front part of the boat, or the back part of the boat, back part of the boat.
Yeah, where
yeah.
they went down. and-
Not the charging station.
No, the charging stations were all right in the lounge area. And nobody was really allowed to charge anything in the rooms unless they were actually in the room there.
Yeah.
And that was just for iPhones. I didn't see anybody that was charging much in the rooms. I had maybe a few iPhones,
Overnight when you were there.
yeah, when I was in there. I thought that overall, I thought that there were safety, briefings and
They were
I thought they were good,
Very good.
thorough.
I mean, with a wooden ship, you kind of gotta be, on top of your safety,
Well, we went through a complete fire drill.
right at the beginning.
And I had to go up through my access.
Yep.
Since I was in the front of the
Yep.
boat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dennis.
You couldn't open yours. You need to start going to the gym.
Dennis, one other thing you might not know, everybody that's really good tip, travel tip that Kenny Magic sent out to everybody about having a dry bag.
Well, when we got on board, and I'll preface it with, when we got on board, they said, give us your passports. And the passports all went in a bag. And so if something did happen, just like did, they would grab the bag and get off, and then at least you would be able to get home. And so, Ken, added to it, you might want to put your, some of your valuables in your own dry bag, or your little one. As well as maybe one change of clothes. And if you have to get the hell out of Dodge, grab it, run.
Yeah, we were thinking medicine, all those people that got stranded, they didn't have
Sure.
their medicine.
Yeah, and if it's like our boat, it's a bunch of old farts. We pack as much medicine as we do clothes, I think. Anybody else been diving? Anybody else going diving?
It's in October.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why they detained you in Cuba. It wasn't all the memory cards, it was the couch full of drugs.
Oh, the Cuban trip, yeah, when I've had a lot of problems getting in and out of countries, like they confiscated $1,000 worth of batteries in Cairo on the way out of town.
I'll be going diving, hopefully the next day or two, I will finalize, like a three-week trip to, Palau.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like,
And getting into Cuba was interesting because I managed to fill out some of the paperwork and said, are you bringing it? Yeah, I'm bringing photographic equipment. And of course, they pulled all of my stuff off. And I had to go sit there for about 45 minutes with Alex, since he would speak Spanish. And this young woman was probably trying to make an impression on the security manager, and she just wouldn't let it go. And what it was is that I had a bunch of memory cards, and she thought I was bringing it in to resell.
Contraband.
So, you just have to be aware of where you're going and float like a butterfly and sting like a
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, finally they let it have it. It didn't confiscate. So, I do want to announce that I'm trying to chum the water here for video clips for January's, Anything Goes video, presentation that Betsy and I'll probably end up helping with. So if you have any video clips, send them to us with, either me or Betsy. using we transfer. I know you got a bunch. Sure you do.
I already sent one.
And if you've been doing any of that, send us some. And if you can edit them, or we can edit them, your choice. You need about 3 to 4 minutes of stuff to be able to use like that. But they're over right now, Craig and Betsy are over in Solomon's, and I will be leaving tomorrow, and Jan Bachman, she's going to be going over there by Air Fiji, stay there a couple of days, and then the boat, and then some of the others like John is coming a day, 3 days after.
July. He already went.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you're right. Okay. I'm leaving Friday. Yeah, you're coming out Friday, and you're coming out Friday. You missed one day of Friday because that's what the only flights in and out of Honiara are like twice a week.
Sure, go take, Larry medication. On the area, hot spot in the area.
I'm taking Malarone, and I just went through a discussion with my Walgreens people because he only gave me 10 pills, and I thought, well, that's not enough pills. 1 a day, 2 days before, 14 days on the trip, and then 7 days after. All I need is 2 or 3 beforehand, and then 7 Malarone after I get home.
Not during the trip.
Not during the trip.
Once you're on the boat, you're not gonna need it.
But I did lay in some insect spray, so maybe Jan and I are gonna be looking at some of the World War II battlefields up there. And I think during the middle of the trip, we're gonna be doing a village or two. So we're gonna be on land. Okay, what have I missed? Ready for the rest of this? Martin?
We need to get the record.
Did you get this tape? Where are they? Can I help? Tap on it and get the rest out. Take the left hand. Take the right hand. Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, this is.
Yeah.
All the winners are in this stuff.
You have to give her one. As soon as the house doesn't. There you go. That's all I can say.
American Charitable Water Sport
Where do you?
That's a ballot. And they're going to this one.
One spot.
Then we did one.
Wedding they had, you know.
Does everybody got a raffle ticket?
Well.
Yeah, I was feeling out.
I don't have a about. Okay, can I have your attention, please? Yes, I can have your attention. I need David up here. He's here. Announcement. Hello, everybody. It's best of HUPS time. Okay. This is when we take monthly winners from January through November, for all three categories, the novice, intermediate, and advanced. And we all look at them on here, and then we choose one that we like best each. And we put that down there, and then they are eternally rewarded. We also have a creative contest. I don't know, do you have anything?
Yes,
You have a few?
8.
8?
8.
Good. Okay, we're having lights on.
Okay, we're gonna look at this and we're gonna have, all the photos are numbered. And there's like a 11 to 13 in each one, and you're gonna write the number of your favorite photo in the little blank.
Another one? Okay.
So we're gonna do novice first. If whatever photo you like, you write that number in the little blank
You're gonna show them more than once?
as many times as you want.
27 times.
Yeah, 27 times.
You feel free to use your lights on your. Okay. Offices?
These are novice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Last one.
I used to watch the kids.
I know, yeah, I didn't put any music on these. Okay, does anybody need to see it one more time or are we done? We're good? One more time.
Yes, yes.
Everybody good?